Shalom, 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 and Shabbat shalom. Yeah, it's going to be Shabbat in a few hours. I'm going to talk about something briefly. It would seem that Britain is having its share of problems as of late, nothing of which I haven't expected to see. Over in Woolwich, there was a man coming out of the barracks, and a bunch of Muslims caught the man and chopped his head off in broad daylight, in the streets, in the open, talking about how wrong it was for something. Well, the children of Satan, who knows what's wrong? Because apparently he didn't do a thing. He just picked a person at random. Don't know. Don't have the information. I don't even think they have the right people in custody. And there's a movie below you can look at with the guy who was involved. It's probably somewhere from Africa somewhere. Muslim. Bloody hands. The guy's blood. With a knife and a meat cleaver. On top of that, G4S, I do believe it could have been the police, went into Redbridge and rounded up all the homeless. Now, I can understand a community, trying to keep things, civilized. But Britain has been stuck under Thatcherism for a long, long, long time. And it's taking its toll. The government is stretched out to the limits where it can no longer respond. Unfortunately, they have a lot of corrupt people in the House of Lords and the House of Commons who have their fingers in the pocket by privatizing the current government agencies into private agencies and therefore making a profit, which is the wrong part. Privatizing is not wrong. Having their hands in the pocket, that's wrong. The NHS is going to be made public. If it's done right, in the right way, it'll save a lot of people a lot of money. But it's not. They got their hands in the pocket. If it's what is the other one? Post office is going to be privatized, and they're thinking about walking out on strike. The current workers. There's just a lot of protests going on. That's the government falling apart. At some point or another, I'm thinking that the British subjects are going to say, that is enough. Because they just recently given the royals about £5 million. At the same time, they're issuing something called a bedroom tax, which means if you have a bedroom in your home and nobody's in it, nobody lives there, they get to charge you £10 per week for as long as it's unoccupied. If it's unoccupied, you have to pay £10 per week. So, that's a lot of money. That's, let me think, £520 a year. And that's a nice piece of change. And most people in their elderly years can't afford that. So what they'll eventually do is they'll seize the house, which makes them homeless, and they'll have nowhere else to go but be among the homeless that I just mentioned that they just rounded up in Redbridge. So basically they're pushing people out of society and taking everything from them. And I'm willing to bet somebody will sell the house and some lord or someone from the House of Commons will make a profit on the deal. Pretty much what this country's heading to as well. Matter of fact, that's the reason I watch Britain so closely. Because they're 5 years ahead. So everything that's going to happen here, not saying exact, but a representation of the same. You'll see the same thing here in 5 years. The government will have to create more tax, and more tax, because it can't pay for all the junk it's got. The logical thing is to get rid of the stuff it's got and go down to what it's supposed to be doing, which is defense, trade, etc. Treaties, and that's it. But you try to get the government's fingers out of something that's already had its hands in the pocket. It's real hard to get the fingers out of the pocket. They sort of latch on. They don't want it to be removed. So, the only solution will end up being is a revolution. And I feel, personally, that you're going to see this go on in multiple nations and multiple countries and multiple people, because the governments are corrupt. And you can look at the U.S. government right now. We've been talking about it for almost what? I can't count. 5 or 6 years now? How corrupt Obama is? And his sucker's still in there? And now they got their fingers caught red-handed again? Yeah, that's a person that needs to be brought up on charges and removed from office forcefully, so he can't do any more damage. But that puts an idiot in charge, and that's probably just as bad. So yeah, things of the future don't look very good. Don't look good at all. Not one bit. Well, I'm around for anybody looking for me. And I wish you all the best. Shalom.